The clock on the nightstand glowed 2:13 a.m., its red digits cutting through the dark like a warning. I lay awake, the silence of our bedroom heavy with the weight of unspoken questions. Beside me, Emily slept, her breathing soft and steady, her face serene in the faint moonlight spilling through the curtains. She looked like the woman I'd loved for 12 years, my anchor, my home. But tonight something felt wrong, like a crack in the foundation of our life together. Her phone, resting on the dresser, buzzed once, then twice. Each vibration felt like a pulse, tugging at the thread of doubt I'd been ignoring for weeks. I wasn't the kind of man to snoop. Trust was the bedrock of our marriage, or so I thought. Emily and I had built something real. 2 kids, a mortgage, a rhythm of shared mornings and quiet evenings. But lately, she'd been distant, her laughter rarer, her eyes avoiding mine. She'd started staying late at work, her phone always angled just out of sight. I told myself it was nothing, stress maybe, or the grind of parenting. But that buzz, that insistent hum in the dark, felt like a confession waiting to be heard. I slipped out of bed, my bare feet cold against the hardwood. My heart pounded, not from fear of getting caught, but from dread of what I might find. Her phone was locked, of course, but we'd shared passcodes years ago, a gesture of openness. I typed in the numbers, our anniversary 0418, and the screen lit up. Notifications stacked like accusations. Messages from a name I didn't recognize. Mark. My stomach twisted. I opened the thread, and the world I knew began to crumble. I can't stop thinking about you. The first message read, timestamped 11:47 p.m. My breath caught. I scrolled up, each word a shard of glass. Last night was incredible. You make me feel alive. When can I see you again? Emily's replies were there too, her words unfamiliar, intimate in a way that belonged to me, or so I'd thought. Soon, she'd written. I just need to figure things out. Figure what out? Me? Our family? The life we'd sworn to protect? I sank onto the edge of the bed, the phone trembling in my hand. The room spun, and for a moment, I thought I might be sick. 12 years. 2 kids. A vow. How could she? I wanted to shake her awake, demand answers, but I couldn't move. Instead, I kept scrolling, each message peeling back another layer of her secret life. They'd met at her office, it seemed. Mark was a consultant, someone she'd mentioned in passing months ago, a name I'd barely registered. Now his words were burned into my mind, each one a betrayal she'd hidden behind her smile. The next morning, I watched her over breakfast, searching for signs of the stranger she'd become. She was pouring cereal for our daughter, Lily, her movements as familiar as ever. You okay, Tom? She asked, catching my stare. Her voice was warm, but there was a flicker in her eyes, guilt, maybe, or fear. Yeah, I lied, my throat tight. Just tired. I couldn't confront her, not yet. I needed proof, something undeniable. The messages were damning, but I wanted to understand why. What had I missed? When had I stopped being enough? That day, I became a man I didn't recognize. I checked her phone again when she was in the shower, memorizing Mark's number. I cross-referenced her calendar, noticing late meetings that coincided with their messages. I even drove by her office one evening, my heart racing as I watched her car pull out of the lot, heading not home but to a restaurant downtown. I didn't follow her. I couldn't bear to see it. The suspense of not knowing consumed me. Every touch, every laugh, every "I love you" from her felt like a lie. I started losing sleep, my mind replaying their messages, imagining her with him. Was she happier? Did she love him? The questions gnawed at me, but I held back, waiting for the right moment, or maybe just afraid of the truth. A week later, the moment came. Emily was at a work event, and I was home with the kids. Her phone, forgotten on the kitchen counter, buzzed again. Another message from Mark. Miss you tonight. Wish you were here. I stared at it, my vision blurring with rage and heartbreak. I couldn't wait anymore. I needed answers, even if they destroyed me. When she came home, smelling faintly of wine and perfume, I was waiting in the living room. The kids were asleep, the house silent except for the hum of the refrigerator. She froze when she saw me, her purse still slung over her shoulder. Tom, why are you up? We need to talk, I said. My voice steady despite the storm inside me. I held up her phone. Who's Mark? Her face paled, but she recovered quickly, her eyes narrowing. Mark. He's a colleague. Why are you looking at my phone? Her tone was sharp, defensive, but I saw the panic in her posture, the way her fingers tightened around her purse. Don't lie to me, Emily. My voice broke, betraying the hurt I'd tried to bury. I saw the messages. Last night was incredible. I can't stop thinking about you. What the hell is going on? She opened her mouth, then closed it, her gaze dropping to the floor. It's not what you think, she said finally, her voice barely above a whisper. Then what is it? I stepped closer, my hands shaking. Because it looks like you're cheating on me. On us. On our kids. I'm not cheating, she snapped, her eyes flashing with something like desperation. Mark and I, we're just friends. We talk. That's all. Friends don't say they can't stop thinking about each other, I shot back. Friends don't sneak around, lying about where they are. Tell me the truth, Emily. I deserve that much. She sank onto the couch, her hands covering her face. For a moment, I thought she might cry, but when she looked up, her eyes were dry, resolute. Okay, she said. I'll tell you. But you're not going to like it. She admitted they'd grown close. Mark listened, she said, in a way I hadn't in years. He made her feel seen, valued, when I'd been distracted by work, by bills, by the monotony of our life. They'd kissed once, she claimed, but it hadn't gone further. I stopped it, she said, her voice trembling. I knew it was wrong. I love you, Tom. I love our family. I got lost for a while. Her words were a knife, twisting deeper with every syllable. She hadn't slept with him, she insisted, but the betrayal was there all the same. A kiss, an emotional affair, did it matter? She'd given a part of herself to someone else, a part one thought was mine. Why didn't you talk to me? I asked, my voice raw. If you were unhappy, why didn't you say something? I tried, she said, tears finally spilling over. But you were always so busy, so focused on everything else. I didn't know how to reach you. I wanted to scream that she was wrong, that I'd always been there, but the truth stung. I had been distant, caught up in my own stress. Had I pushed her away? Was I complicit in this? The days that followed were a blur of pain and indecision. I moved to the guest room, unable to sleep beside her. We tiptoed around each other, polite for the kids' sake but strangers in our own home. I replayed her confession, her messages, her tears, searching for a way forward. Could I forgive her? Did I even want to? One night, I found myself staring at our wedding photo on the mantel, our younger selves beaming with hope. I remembered the vows we'd made, the promises we'd kept, until now. I thought of Lily and Ethan, their innocent laughter, their trust in us. Could I tear their world apart? But could I stay, knowing what I knew? I confronted her one last time. Not with anger but with exhaustion. I need to know if you still love me, I said, my voice barely audible. Not out of habit, not for the kids. Do you love me? She looked at me, her eyes searching mine, and for the first time in weeks, I saw the woman I'd married. I do, she said, her voice breaking. I messed up, Tom. I know I hurt you. And I'll spend the rest of my life making it right if you'll let me. I wanted to believe her, but trust is a fragile thing, and hers was shattered. I told her I needed time. I needed to rebuild what she'd broken if I could. She nodded, tears streaming down her face, and for the first time, I saw her vulnerability, her regret. I don't know if we'll make it. Some days, I see a future where we heal, where we rebuild stronger than before. Other days, I feel the weight of her betrayal, a wound that may never close. But as I sit here, her phone silent on the counter, I know one thing. The truth, painful as it is, has set us free to choose. Whether we choose each other, only time will tell.